Hello everyone, I'm Maratrika Bhaumik and I welcome you all to another episode of Courts Today on LiveLaw, where we update you about all the important legal developments that took place across the country today. We will begin with developments from the Supreme Court of India and then move on to High Courts and other lower courts. If you like our content, please do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's begin. In the wake of the recent Morbi bridge collapse in Gujarat that has claimed 137 lives so far, a public interest litigation petition has been filed before the Supreme Court. The matter was mentioned today before Chief Justice UU Lalit, seeking immediate intervention through the establishment of a Judicial Inquiry Commission under the supervision of a retired Supreme Court judge. Accordingly, the CJI directed the matter to be listed on November 14th for hearing. We have made a detailed video on today's hearing, the link to which has been given in the description box below. Please do check it out. Chief Justice of India UU Lalit today asked the Supreme Court Registry to provide an explanation for not listing a matter which had been ready to be listed for a year and a half. The issue arose when a bench comprising CJI UU Lalit and Justice Bela M. Trivedi came across a matter which had long been pending in the Supreme Court of India despite it being ready for listing. CJI Lalit, while reading out the order, stated, and I quote here, "We issue notice to the registry to file an explanation why the matter was not listed before the court for a year and a half despite it being ready." The Supreme Court today refused to entertain a petition filed by BJP leader and advocate Ashwini Kumar Upadhyay seeking removal of party symbols from EVMs. A bench headed by Chief Justice of India UU Lalit said that ends of justice would be met if the petitioner's representation is considered by the Election Commission of India. During the hearing, senior advocates Vikas Singh and Gopal Sankar Narayan, appearing on behalf of Upadhyay, alleged violation of Articles 14 and 21 of the Constitution. They submitted that display of party symbols on EVMs sway voters' choice and deprive them of the chance to elect on the basis of election candidates' credibility. Supreme Court bench comprising CJI UU Lalit and Justice Bela M. Trivedi today directed that the plea concerning freebies during election campaigns be listed before a three-judge bench. The court stated that considering the nature of the controversy and the submissions made by the parties in the earlier hearings, the matter would be listed as early as possible. This particular development comes in a PIL filed by lawyer and former BJP Delhi spokesperson Ashwini Upadhyay seeking directions to the Election Commission of India to not permit political parties to promise freebies during election campaigns. The Supreme Court of India today admitted a special leave petition against a Guwahati High Court decision uploading a 2020 Assam Assembly law according to which all state-run madrasas were to be converted into general educational institutions. The High Court was moved by the managing committees of madrasas in opposition to this particular law on the ground that it violated Articles 29 and 30 of the Constitution of India. The Supreme Court of India today commenced with the hearing of the petition filed by Malayalam news channel MediaOne against Kerala High Court's order upholding the telecast ban imposed on it by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting by not reviewing its broadcast license. Appearing before a bench comprising Justices D.Y. Chandrachud and Hema Kohli of the Supreme Court, senior advocate Dushyant Dave, representing this channel, submitted that the Cable Television Networks Regulation Act of 1995, which also makes provision for renewal of licenses, does not contemplate any security clearance from the Ministry of Home Affairs at the renewal stage. In an important verdict, the Supreme Court has set aside a Madras High Court judgment which quashed PMLA proceedings initiated against a bribe giver. A bench of CJI UU Lalit and Justice Bela M. Trivedi observed in the verdict that by handing over money with the intent of giving bribe, such person will be assisting or will knowingly be a party to an activity connected with the proceeds of the crime. Without such active participation on the part of the person concerned, the money would not assume the character of being proceeds of crime, and thus the relevant expressions from Section 3 of the PMLA Act are thus wide enough to cover the role played by such a person, the judgment stated further. Supreme Court bench comprising Chief Justice UU Lalit and Justice Bela M. Trivedi today disposed of a petition seeking directions to the central government to permit NRIs and migrant labourers to exercise their franchise through casting their votes by postal ballots. The bench remarked that the matter was not fit to be taken up by the court since it had already passed directions to form a committee in this regard. At the very outset of the hearing, CJI UU Lalit remarked that having postal ballots for uniformed soldiers were acceptable as they were posted at different locations because of the commands of a sovereign nation. The Delhi High Court today issued summons in the suit filed by Abhijit Iyer Mitra, who was a research fellow at the Institute of Peace and Conflict Studies, seeking restoration of his Twitter account and action against the microblogging site for suspending his account without following the procedure established by law. In this particular case, Justice Mini Pushkarna has now listed the matter before the Joint Registrar on December 12th for completion of pleadings. The Kerala High Court has said that Islamic clergy who have no legal training or knowledge in legal sciences cannot be relied upon by the court to decide on a point of law relating to the personal law applicable to the Muslim community. Ordinary scholars and the Islamic clergy who have no formal legal training find it difficult to deduce Islamic law from its sources, said a division bench consisting of Justice A. Muhammad Mustaq and Justice C.S. Diaz while dismissing a revision petition challenging its decision on the interpretation of Khulla. A Bengaluru court has sentenced a 21-year-old engineering student to 5-year imprisonment for celebrating the Pulwama attack by posting derogatory comments on Facebook, supporting the acts of terrorists with the intention to disrupt the sovereignty and integrity of India. The special NIA court in Bengaluru, presided over by the Additional City Civil and Sessions Judge Gangdhara CM, observed in the order on Monday that the prosecution had submitted cogent and convincing evidence to prove that the accused had indeed made a series of comments from his Facebook account on the posts of various media outlets celebrating the Pulwama terrorist attack and mocking the Indian Army. We have made a detailed video on this particular order, the link to which has been given in the description box below. Please do check it out. The Punjab and Haryana High Court recently decreed a divorce plea filed by a man after holding that the act of the wife of filing false and frivolous cases against her husband amounted to cruelty. However, keeping in view the requirements of the wife, the bench of Justice Ritu Bari and Justice Nidhi Gupta further granted permanent alimony of Rs 10 lakh to the wife as a full and final settlement of all disputes between the parties. Thank you. Keep watching Courts Today on LiveLaw for more such updates. See you tomorrow.